but we are grateful to be able to take intentional time to honor our ancestors, to honor those beautiful souls, those brilliant minds, those loving hearts that have shaped our past and prepared us for the future. And so we look to the past, we know the past, we understand, we learn from it so that we can shape our future intentionally, so that we can shape our future with more love, with more equity, with more inclusion, all of those wonderful things. And so what we've been doing this month is bringing your attention to some beautiful souls within New Thought, names that aren't well known, and we did that over the past 3 weeks. But I would be remiss if we did not also speak the names of some powerful folks in New Thought, names that you may already know, and of course that are included in the Gems of Wisdom from Black Leaders of New Thought publication that was published by the Unity Church. We've included in our weekly email a link that you can download this or receive it for yourself through Unity. So check your email, check the weekly email, and you'll see that link. But we have to speak the name of Reverend Johnnie Colemon. We because of her, we can. Right? We are here because of her. While we could take some time to focus on the awful things that she had to experience, what we are more grateful for and more interested in is the power of her knowing, the power of her teaching, and how that gave birth to a powerful ministry, powerful churches, and more powerful teachers. We have, of course, a woman who I'm sure you all know, and some of you may not know, that she was also a minister, also a New Thought minister. She was a beloved friend of Reverend Johnnie Colemon, and Reverend Johnnie Colemon became her teacher and her mentor, and ultimately she also became a minister. And Reverend Della, Reese, Lett, I was reminded and thinking about this, shout out to our sister, Reverend Sherry James, and the folks over at Up Church who did a wonderful play taking you through the life of Reverend Della Reese Lett and all of the things that she did in her career. And so Reverend Della Reese is someone who knew the truth, who spoke the truth, who taught the truth, who embodied the truth. So often we look to our great entertainers and folks in the world that are part of Black History and part of Black History Month because of what they've accomplished. And what we may not always realize is the consciousness that was behind their accomplishments. I'm thinking about people like Sherman Hemsley from the Jeffersons, who lived and studied the Kabbalion. There was a text that he kept with him all the time. There are so many folks that we have been celebrated. If you look at their lives, look at their consciousness, look at what they believe to be true, look at what they held to be true. And I've said this many times, you cannot, given the circumstances of what it means to be Black in America, you have to know something about yourself beyond what the world is saying about you. I could preach that, or like, you have to know you're worthy, right? You have to know that there is something in you, something powerful in you, something divine in you that is enabling you and empowering you to be great. You have to know that doors are open for you in consciousness, and that's why they open for you in the world. And so without fail, when you look to powerful folks that, again, many times are, particularly with Black History Month, and you celebrate Black achievement, look at their consciousness and you see it lines up with these metaphysical principles every time, all the time.
Yes, yes.
And another name, a name you may not know, Reverend Ruth Mosley, who is also a powerful teacher within the Unity Church. We talk about the story of how Reverend Johnnie left the Unity Church because of excessive racism, right, that existed within the church. And there were others that stayed behind, but not just stayed behind and allowed things to continue as they were. And so Reverend Ruth Mosley is one of those that she started the Unity School of Urban Ministry. She said, we need a school, we need a safe place that we as Black folks can learn and teach each other these principles, right? And so there's a wonderful story. Again, if you have the text, you'll learn about the folks in Detroit, that initial group that became New Thought ministers and practitioners, and how that has given birth to so many others. And so these are are names you should know and names that we just want to speak out in their honor. We speak out because, again, Pastor Yolanda and I are so clear about the shoulders that we stand on, that for all that we do, and maybe someday, 50 years from now, someone will be speaking our names, but we recognize that any good that we've done, any impact that we've had in the world is empowered by the doors that were open for us many times before we even came to the planet.
Yes.
Right? And so we honor them. We love them. We love them. We love